I 27 male just found pics of her 27 female cheating. I am sorry if this sounds disjointed. I am in a bit of a state right now. I was using my girlfriend of 5 years' computer. And I opened an unnamed folder on her desktop. Inside I found pictures of her clearly having sex with someone I have never seen before. I can barely type right now, let alone speak. She is at work right now. She won't be home for another 6 hours. I don't know what to do. Reddit. I can't think. I can barely move. I feel so lost. I don't know how I am going to recover from this. I can't afford to move out. But I would rather be homeless than spend one more second here. Any advice on how to proceed or even just some kind words would be appreciated. TLDR found pictures of later girlfriend cheating. Please help. Slight update: once I felt like I could breathe again. I looked at the EXIF data from the pictures. They're from last month. Taken by her phone. Update 2. Thank you, everyone. I still feel like I want to throw myself in front of a bus, less so than before. But I found somewhere to stay until I get back on my feet. If anyone has any suggestions about how to stop feeling like there is a weight slowly crushing my chest, I would really appreciate it. I have some packing to do. But I will try to respond to the thread when I can. Update 3. I am not vomiting or crying anymore. So I will consider that an improvement. Now I just feel empty. Like, somewhere between my belly button and my ribs is a space that used to be occupied and now is vacant. Time heals all wounds, I suppose. First, thank you all for responding to this thread. You have no idea how much it means to me to know that others, even if they are halfway around the world, care about this. Your collective advice and words of encouragement have helped me immensely. Second, to update the situation. My things are packed and in my car. I found someone to stay with temporarily, although I am not sure for how long. I took the things that were sentimental to me or reminded me of her, drove them out of town, and burned and smashed it all. It was cathartic. I suppose littering the outdoors with my mementos isn't very eco-friendly. But I am hoping Mother Nature will give me a pass on this one. Third, as per a number of requests in the thread, I changed her desktop background to one of the pictures. Having to look at it again while I did so was even harder than packing, I think. But it is done. It was unnecessary, as I have already asked her via text to never contact me again. But it is satisfying to know that she will have to come home to that. To answer some of the other questions posed in the thread, EXIF data from the pictures said they were taken by her phone last month. I have racked my brain, and surprisingly, I cannot come up with any red flags about the relationship. She is a Redditor, so I am trying to avoid specifics. But they were taken while she was on an extended trip. Perhaps she thought that she could have some sort of fling with someone she met and I would be none the wiser. I can't explain why she left a folder containing these pictures on her laptop. It seems incredibly stupid to me. But it isn't like they were in plain sight. They were among a number of other, seemingly benign pictures. I do not believe she wanted me to find out. She seems very upset and has been begging me to talk with her about it. Finally, I just want to reiterate thank you, Reddit. The support, the stories, and the kind words have meant more than any of you could know. Now time for comments and reply by the author. Thought my story of when I was cheated on and caught them in the act might help. Or at least help crack a smile. I know how crushing this feels, but trust me. You'll get over it and realize how much better off you are. Anyway, story time. I had actually come home a week earlier than I was supposed to from the Air Force. This was a good 15 years ago and figured I'd surprise her since she'd always talk about how much she misses me. Would always send me pictures of her in the mail and write these long letters talking about our future together. Naturally, I assumed she would be more than excited to see me walk in the door a week early. Pulled up to the house and figured she was home because her car was there, so I was as quiet as possible. Even parked my car down the street a little so she didn't see me pull up and ruin the surprise. Quietly put the key in the lock and slowly twisted. Opened the door and the living room was dark. I thought, maybe she got picked up by some friends and went out somewhere. Oh well, even better. I'll set up our room by going to get some flowers and making everything look all romantic and irresistible. Hey, it's been a few months. I was a bit pent up at that point. Start walking towards the bedroom and I hear this rhythmic squeaking noise followed by a deep grunt. My instinct reaction was someone broke in and trying to rip something off the wall. So I went into ass-kicking mode until a few seconds later I heard a high-pitched moan of a female. Yeah. I recognized that sound pretty well and knew what was happening. Being in the military, I knew the worst possible thing I could do was anything violent, so I wanted to duck up whatever moment they were having. I walked towards the room very quietly while they went at it. Of course they didn't hear me because they were far too deep in their actions. Luckily the door was halfway open, so I got down and started crawling towards the bed out of their line of sight. Slithered over to the edge of the bed they were closest to and started slowly inching my head up the side until just my eyes were above the edge. It took her a good minute. She was on the bottom before she looked over and saw angry eyes staring at her. She freaked out so bad that she kicked the dude in the face and he fell off the bed and hit his head on the wall. She screamed louder than I've heard anyone scream in my life and bounced off the bed in a flailing, sweaty mess, and I heard her ass hit the ground with a satisfying thud. I stood up and the guy was in a heap on the floor, scared shitless at this dude in full military garb standing over him with crazy eyes. She finally realized who it was and started bawling her eyes out saying, "I am so sorry. I was lonely. Blah blah blah. Who cares?" I started laughing hysterically and all I said was, "Well dude. She's your problem now. Hope you don't mind herpes. This is a bummer. My friend. Sorry that it happened to you. Time does heal all wounds and the feels that you are feeling now are the rawness of the wound. It will get better, and keep in mind that what you're feeling now is normal. And highly emotional based. Logic and reason will win in the long run, so let's look at the good news. You found this out when you're 27. Not 37. Not 47. You have no kids with her. That would be a game changer. You have no debt with her. I think that would also be a game changer. In the long run. When the feels subside and reason takes over. You will be so happy that you are not with a lying cheat. Also, being single is pretty fun. Moving forward. Put down the video games for a while. Get a gym membership. Improve yourself, which pays huge dividends, and it's summer. You're going to have a great summer once your feels subside and you realize you are way better off without a lying ass cheat. That is true. I am very fortunate I found out now rather than later. And I'm glad that we don't really own any conjoined property or debt. That would be a nightmare. I suppose it all takes time. Thank you for the advice. Weird behavior. But find out who the guy is first so it never happens to you again. Have you guys videotaped or taken sex pics before, or is this just something new she decided to do? I found out who he is. I have done some more digging since the discovery and I have seen some of their correspondence, which is more extensive than I initially thought. I sent him an email detailing the situation, partially out of spite, and partially out of genuine concern that she doesn't get to do this to someone else. The documentation is not a new behavior. I am not overly concerned what she wants to do with the one she has of us together. I am in good shape and I don't have anything to be embarrassed of. One question, if I may. Can you determine from the pictures documentation if this was a single event or repeat engagement? I can't tell if this was a regular thing. But they have at least remained in contact since the incident. The images are from one event. Honestly, though, I don't really care about the frequency. The pictures were taken during the daylight, shafts coming through a window. That is enough to rule out the possibility of a sufficiently excusable drunken mistake. Not interested in reconciliation. Just want her out of my life. This might be a stupid question. But if this happened to me, I would do the same. And be cynical about it. Like I would never take the person back. But I would still ask them what went through their head. Why they did it and such. I know in most circumstances nothing good would come out of it. But wouldn't it be nice to see them try and put up a reason? Or just something like that. It would be nice. Of course. But someone else in the thread made a fairly accurate list of the questions I would like to ask. And after reading it I realized that the answers didn't really matter. First off, how do you know they're recent? Once I had gotten over the initial sensation of feeling like looking at them was burning my eyes. I looked at the EXIF data. They're from April 2014. Hit like. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to our channel.